Hey there, I'm Camille, one of the founders of VODIUM, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek into my tech stack and why a virtual teleprompter is an essential piece to my software rotation. All right, so now you see my entire desktop. Now, to get the most out of a virtual teleprompter in your tech stack, you are probably someone like me who conducts video meetings, presentations, or webinars weekly. If this is you, you can use VODIUM as your overlay notes tool that helps bring your eye contact towards your computer's camera and helps you engage with your virtual audience. So because I'm sharing my entire desktop, you are seeing me use VODIUM in real time, right? You see me moving my script and you see how VODIUM overlays on an open browser and my Zoom desktop application. So on a weekly basis, I overlay VODIUM on top of my go-to technology, which always involves Google Chrome, so I can access applications like HubSpot, Stripe, and Canva, and of course, Google Meet. My days also usually involve conducting demos or doing video tutorials about VODIUM. So if you can see here, as I open up Zoom Workplace, you see that VODIUM opens up and overlays on top of the Zoom application. So when I have a demo, I do a few minutes of research right before to make sure I know the user's name, if they are a paying subscriber, what is their use case, anything I can use to help guide that conversation. And then I just dump those notes into VODIUM so I can talk to them and formally meet them, and then also directly type my notes into VODIUM so I can refer to them later throughout our conversation. So now that you see that VODIUM is able to lay on top of Zoom, just know that it can do the same on top of Microsoft Teams or any other communication platform. That's the whole point of VODIUM being built as a desktop application. So it can live down here in your dock and you can open it and it will overlay on top. Now, the key part of why VODIUM is able to remain on top is the settings panel of VODIUM. So the settings panel here, you see that I'm opening and closing it with this wheel widget. You see that in the settings panel, you have rich text formatting so you can update your text. Keep video on top is a toggle that you should have enable. Lock VODIUM in place is if you don't want VODIUM to move at all for that extra sense of security. And then font size, and then most importantly, transparency. So when I use VODIUM on top of other applications, let's say I have ChatGPT and I have their desktop application, I can put it right on top of my ChatGPT, but I don't need that right now. But you can just see how simply VODIUM overlays on top of this application. But I use our video communication coach channel with VODIUM. If you haven't yet, add Val. She's awesome. But you can prompt Val to give you scripts that you can read off of for pre-recorded content, and you can just copy and paste it right into VODIUM. Now, another go-to app, and the app that I'm actually using to record this video right now, is Loom. So Loom is an awesome company that enables professionals to turn meetings into asynchronous videos that colleagues can watch on their own time. So if you see, I am sharing my entire desktop so I can show you, the viewer, how VODIUM lays on top of any open application, window, or tab, so you can simply overlay the application on top of them so you can use VODIUM to be a proper teleprompter and help you read off your scripts and notes and look at your audience, which is your camera. So another key thing about my virtual tech stack is that I like to pin all my go-to applications in my dock. So at the bottom of your Mac or your PC, depending on where you have it, there is a dock and you can pin all your go-to applications. I highly recommend doing that, especially if you are frantically looking for something at the last second because you're late to a Zoom meeting. So I hope this is helpful and makes you think about integrating VODIUM into your virtual tech stack. I urge you to visit vodium.com to test out our free trial, and the VODIUM is now yours. Bye.